Representative Penner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Ms. Watts. This is certainly kind of predicated on what's the question about the fiscal note. I know that I sent the agency a request for information after our committee days, and you kindly responded back, I think last week or the week before, and I appreciate that. In that response back, you'd sent me a statement that DCYF does not have a way to pull data on safety plan failure, and I hope I'm not taking this out of context. Please correct me if I am. But if we're talking about a scientifically validated tool, but we don't have the data already to feed into the tool to understand where we're at, I'm just not understanding how this bill would not have a fiscal impact, since it seems like we're going to have to build a tool to figure out what exactly the safety plan failure rate looks like if we're going to validate this tool into the future. Could you help me with that?
Yeah, I can tell you. No, I think that with the certification process, the recertification process that we're talking about, looks at the evidence-based literature on the use of a tool. So is the tool itself validated externally? We're also taking a look at whether or not it's being used by the department with fidelity to how the tool is supposed to be used. So we look at policies, procedures, how are we training people. So it's really looking at the process. In terms of, I just want to acknowledge the limitations of our data system. In terms of our family system does not track everything that we would want to be able to track with regard to outcomes or even just case data. So there are some limits into kind of our ability to pull data on things that are really kind of buried in case notes in our family system. But we don't believe that this would prevent us from being able to recertify the process through the assessment oversight process.
No problem. Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Certainly, I want more information, as you know, and I want a good system that works. I wonder about, shouldn't we be working on the data blindness problem before we're talking about implementing new tools? Right now, we don't even know the efficacy of our current safety plans.
And I do want to make a distinction between our risk assessment process and the safety plans. Those are kind of two different things. So risk assessment is one of the we're talking about using a evidence-based tool to assess risk, but actually putting a safety plan in place is kind of a different process. So I just want to be in a smaller set of circumstances in which we would be putting a safety plan in place. So.
Thank you.